Hello, and a beautiful week to you. On our headlines today, Uche Onyeagucha, Tinubu will lose even if election is 30% fair. Dati Baba Ahmed, no one can come between me and Peter Obi. This and many more after this break. Don't go anywhere. Joining us now to break down these headlines are two political analysts, Vincent Okoro and Emerald Nufi. It's a pleasure to have you join us, Vincent. A beautiful week to you.
Thank you, Tony. I'm glad to be here.
Are you sure you're glad to be here?
Definitely, of course.
All right, it's a pleasure to have you join us, Emerald.
Nice to be here. Thank you, Cassie, for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you join us. So, the recent claim from Senator Uche Onyeagucha concerning the Tinubu's administration, he said that if the election is 30% fair, that Tinubu and his administration will actually lose out in the election. So, can you enlighten us more on this statement from the senator?
Well, the statement, I want to know exactly what his 30% is like and what the other 70% is supposedly supposed to look like.
Okay.
Now, when you say 30%, is this saying that we, when everything goes accordingly, that even 30% can unseat the present government? Now, we have to go back to the fact that we have to remember that this statement he made coincide with the fact that, okay, he's saying that election has not truly been fair in Nigeria. Is that what he's saying? That even if it's 30% fair, that the presidency, Tinubu will lose. Again, secondly, in the aspect of the current defections happening from PDP and other parties, politicians moving from ADC, or currently has like 31 governors as against 36.
That's the APC, right?
Yeah, okay, APC, yeah. 31 governors as to 36, which gives a whole lot of gap and for the opposition to actually work. They have a lot of work to do if they want to go by that. So now, again, it shows that there is really a gap in our structure, our political system, and the whole processes. So INEC coming in will simply have to tell us, if actually we have the issue of rigging, if that's what it implies. Okay, if 30%, just 30% of the election is fair and clean and fair and all of that, with the there will be a clean cut from the incumbency. So let us know exactly where this argument is coming from. Again, judging from a whole lot of party issues, it's not as if the opposition party are even together. Do you understand? There's maybe the issue of coalition and everything. So how are we even going to do it? So that is my stand. Maybe my colleague can also, help us there.
All right, thank you so much, Emerald. So, Vincent, she has directed it to you. You should help us. Okay, can you break down this? Because in her analysis, she mentioned, she talked about the INEC. Now, how do this, beyond this politics, how do INEC and then the judiciary bridge the gap between them and the citizens in terms of fairness?
What is that man's name again?
Amopitan.
Amopitan.
Yeah. Is it the INEC chairman?
No, the Baba.
Okay, Senator Uche Onyeagucha.
Yeah, Senator Uche Onyeagucha. I'm trying to imagine where his interest or what is giving him the impetus to make such assertion that if election is 30% fair in Nigeria, then that will be enough to unseat the
Tinubu.
foreign president. Now, I try to look at his statement from two angles. From the angle of positivity, and then from the angle of eye-opening, and then from the angle of negativity. Now, the angle of positivity in the sense that he is trying to make us to understand that we should be hopeful in whatever we are doing and we are able to do towards 2027. So that's the angle of positivity. So such that if I'm a political player in the minority, and then I'm doing my best, I should possibly not give up, thinking that the best I'm doing is not enough. Now, on the side of high opening, now if 30% delivering a free and fair election on the scale of 30%, that's an indication of how bad our electoral system is. Yes, how bad our electoral system is. Because if out of 100, 30% can deliver for Nigeria and for Nigerians, it means that the corruption is among us. Now, on the side of negativity about this is comment, which is where I'm very, very particular. Are we not supposed to be telling INEC to do the right thing 100%?
Yeah.
Are we not supposed to be telling our political players and our leaders to allow a level playground? Are we not supposed to be defining democracy the way it was defined before we left military rule and decided that we are now in democratic dispensation? Once it is not the government of the people, by the people and for the people, then it is not 100%, and 30% is unacceptable. So I don't understand how this person will come to Nigerians and tell them that 30% is enough if they have calculated and they feel that they can deliver the electoral system that can give them 30%. Tinubu, that has been a source of oppression. When I say a source of oppression, I'm talking about his government. That 30% will lay him to rest once and for all, that we are going to see his back. If we can get 30%, it is very, very wrong. It's a wrong assertion. It will actually make us to simply lose focus as far where we are heading to is concerned. Every political party, every political player, especially in the opposition, that mean well for Nigeria, should please avoid taking this kind of statement to the bank, because it stands not to benefit us in any way. What Nigerians want is for their will to count. What Nigeria want is for their vote to count. What Nigeria want is for a level playground, so that whoever that want to aspire can aspire. It's a level playground so that those that come out to vote on the day, that leave the comfort of their home to vote, their vote will be counted and their effort will not be in futility.
Okay, so Vincent, in your analysis, you said what Nigeria wants is fairness and accountability. So how do the INEC bridge this gap? Because the INEC is an institutional body. They have the final say. They're the ones to read out the results. So how do they bridge this gap that Nigerians want fairness? And then the judiciary as well. How are we sure that these judiciaries, they are going to be neutral, they are going to be fair in terms of passing out judgments? And the INEC as well. How do they bridge this gap for the citizens to see them as being neutral and non-partisan?
Thank you for expressing the concerns of Nigerians. Because I believe that Nigerians out there, these are the questions that is bothering them. They have INEC that they are financing. Because it's taxpayers' money by Nigerians that is used to finance INEC as an institution. Nigerians elected their representative that help us to make the laws that instituted INEC today. And then Nigerians continue to see that INEC is a big bone in their throat. So they're asking the same question that you're asking right now. That how will INEC itself bridge the gap? INEC as a body, I believe they know what to do if they want to do it. If INEC wants to conduct a free and fair election today, they know what to do. We don't have babies there. We don't have children that are being spoon-fed in the INEC. Those that are heading the INEC today, they are professionals. That when they were announced as people that are to man the institution, of course, I believe that there are a lot of Nigerians that actually gave their appointment a thumbs up. They must have shown capacity in various roles before they were called to man a sensitive institution like the INEC. So, they should not disappoint Nigerians. Our judiciary should not disappoint Nigeria. We don't want a situation where the will of the people counts. Then we have seen in this country where the will of people is being upturned by the judiciary. And then we are left with broken eggs on our faces. We don't want situations like that anymore. 2027 is coming. INEC, you know what to do. Judiciary, live by the law. Interpret the law in a way that is logical and acceptable to the generality of Nigeria. Time should pass where the confidence that Nigerians have in INEC and judiciary continue to be called to question. We believe that by 2027, such will become a thing of the past.
All right, thank you.
I want to add to what he just said.
Okay.
Now, concerning the issue with INEC, I think it's high time that INEC will actually prove us wrong. I remember in 2023 election, the last election, I watched the news very closely. At least for the first time in a very long time, I had to really pay attention. I saw a lot of tension, a lot of movement, in INEC, a lot of accusations were flying up and down and everything. So yes, it let us know exactly where they stand. Because yes, he said, if they truly want for the elections to be free and fair in Nigeria, they know what to do. They know exactly what to do. They know exactly, because at the end of the day, knowing and doing the right thing, of course, is going to make them step on a lot of toes.
Yeah.
And for the first time, let some Nigerians in this places of interest learn how to really step on some toes so we get what we want.
All right, talking about stepping on some toes, this INEC is not the building. Yes, the INEC is not the building. Okay, the electoral, the institutions of INEC is not humans. They make up the institution. Exactly, they make up that institution. So when you talk about stepping on some toes, should the leadership of INEC be reshuffled? Like change leadership, change hands, in order for this free and fair election to be actually be accounted for. Because when you say INEC, it's not the building. It is human beings that are in there that know exactly what to do. So in a situation where these human beings there are not ready to be transparent,
yes,
is it okay to request for a change of leadership?
Cassie, it's very obvious. The response or the answer is very obvious. Now, like I said, in 2023 election, so many things happened with the INEC. I remember vividly, I told you one time we had a discussion in the office that even I saw my friends who I can tell you for free that they would never come out for election, but they were, making videos and posting online, hey, I'm going to vote. And there were some states that I knew that, okay, I'm not here to defend any party or anything, right? I know that there are some people that come online, hey, I know that Peter Obi won here, but what happened here? Some data were not released. This one happened. One excuse or the other. I even saw in one of the videos how the former president Obasanjo had to go to INEC office, right? And all of that, trying to strengthen everything. Some data were not released. So for how long are we going to still have the same problem over and over? One problem with the politicians, yes, with their promises and failed and all of that. The other problem with INEC. So if we are sure that we are looking at a credible election, an election where we can be proud of, okay, where people can come out and their votes are actually counted, then I will go for the move. Let us upturn the whole system. Okay. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Emerald. We'll move away from that to another development. Peter Obi's running mate, 2023 Labour Party running mate, Babadati. He says that it is easier to crack APC than to crack his bond with Peter Obi. How realistic or how genuine is this statement from the former vice presidential candidate in Labour Party?
How credible is this relationship?
Yes, exactly.
What is the dynamic in this relationship? What is it about? Now, if you're saying that nothing can crack your relationship, and is it more like being functional, being you having a functional credibility added to Obi, or what? I mean, if we want to talk about being functional, okay, because of this input that he made to Peter Obi, why didn't he hand over his word to Peter Obi in 2023? So what is he basing his speech? After all, he said, okay, with or without him, Peter Obi, he will support Peter Obi, but he's quietly planning his own, his own whatever thing that
behind
he's doing. So what is this argument concerning no one will be able to break or crack his relationship with him? So, however, we're not looking for relationships that we use our mouth to say, what are you adding? Peter Obi is coming, the obedient movement is coming in to present something new to Nigerians. So where are you standing? Where is your stand that you can actually defend that relationship that you're talking about? Yeah.
Okay, Vincent, you are chipping in.
Well, about that Yusuf, in 2023, I watched the young man very well, and actually told the obedient movement to be mindful of the person of Abadati. Now and today, I believe that I've been proven wrong. I've been proven right, rather. Yes, simple. Now you are talking about nothing can crack your relationship. Now, what is cracking of relationship? What type of relationship are you talking about? Was Abadati in a beer parlor when he made this statement? The reason why I said is this: a situation of you have a full cup, and then it's now a quarter full. Now, what does that tell you? That simply tells that is no longer a full cup anymore. Then, if actually that is a relationship, then the relationship has been cracked. Because I know that in 2023, Abadati was the running mate of Peter Obi, and today it's no longer with him. I've never heard anywhere where Peter Obi on his own said, I no longer want Abadati in my political dynasty. First and foremost, the ADC beckoned on Peter Obi and his political dynasty, made up of all connected to the obedient movement, to come over from the Labour Party. Where was Abadati? We never saw him on the scene. That was when I started reminding people my insinuation about the person of Abadati. That look at what I said. Why did I say that then? Now, you are a running mate for crying out loud. What are your inputs? What are your practical inputs beyond the fact that we started hearing about Obidati? What are your practical inputs? You could not even galvanize your own people. It was right in that 2023 election that we saw his brother working for the APC actively, trying to bring out whatever structure that it is, that even the Abadati himself did not even build in his states. He never built that. The structure of the obedient movement and the Labour Party in his state, he wasn't even the one that built it, beyond the fact that he's the running mate. And he was there looking aloft while his brother was bringing down those structures. And then 2023 came and gone. We never heard about Abadati again. There was no statement or whatever action from him to show that, okay, I am the running mate in this party and this is my dissatisfaction as far as the outcome of this election is concerned. Then Obi moved to the ADC. We'll never see Abadati. And of course, you cannot tell me that Abadati does not have those that are loyal to him, at least his own immediate family members.
Yeah, exactly.
So what is he talking about relationship that cannot be cracked? Then today, he is actively in another party, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the PR.
Yeah, and then at the same time, he wants me to listen to him that there's nothing can crack his relationship with Obi. He should tell us that Peter Obi and himself, they are running a business somewhere. They are, they are in a business partnership. So that is actually what he is talking about, that the APC, cannot crack. Because if you ask me, I don't really know where the young man is coming from and where he's going with those with that statement of the relationship with him and Obi, because I see no relationship there.
All right, judging by the scenario, everything happening, and then Obi moving from the ADC to the NDC, what is the biggest risk for Peter Obi in 2027 general elections? Because there are so many competitors, and then he still have to like compete against the same dati in a different political forum. So what's the biggest risk for Peter Obi?
Of course, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That makes me to say the statement of Abba that it seems to be one that emanated from the beer parlor. Because now he's in another party. And of course, as a party man, you don't sit down there and play anti-party activities. Because if you do anti-party, and then maybe after your anti-party, you are moving to the NDC, for example. Okay, now I'm defecting to the anti-party, to the NDC, in order for me to prove that our relationship cannot be cracked. Then you have simply make yourself someone that cannot be trusted. In fact, you have made yourself someone that cannot be trusted already. Because we are with this man as a running mate, it's expected that wherever I go, that's where I go also. But now that has not happened. You are coming up with this statement. So for Peter Obi, that simply tells him that he need to be careful, not just careful, he need to be more careful. Now, the issues of coalition, the issue of collaboration, the issue of partnership, the issue of trust continue to build towards 2027 election. Those that are with Obi, as one of the front runners coming to 2027, how much can he trust them? Can he afford to run with them without looking at his back? Can he afford to be in front while all of them are at the back, and then without fear of getting stabbed? Of course, it's a question that not just Obi, every politician out there need to ask themselves.
All right, thank you so much, Vincent. We've come to the end of the show, Citizens Dialogue. Many thanks, Amara, for joining us. What's your parting words for our viewers out there?
2027 is around the corner.
Okay.
Make sure, against all odds, that you vote and you vote effectively. Thank you.
All right, and if you don't have PVC, do well to go get PVC, and then maybe you're in a different state, you can also do change of location, I think.
Yeah.
So many thanks, Vincent, for joining us, and your parting words to our viewers.
Well, just as you said, everyone should get his or her PVC, so that when the day comes for us to cast our vote, we should all be out there exercising our franchise. Let it now be left for INEC to either write their name in gold or in sand.
All right, and to you, our amazing viewers, many thanks for tuning in, and do have a beautiful day. And if you find this video insightful, do well to like, subscribe, and turn off your notification for more updates coming from First Next. I am Cassie Tony, and a beautiful day to you.